Good evening, guys, and thank you for coming to the July 7th reorganizational meeting. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're joined by 6 of our trustees, our superintendent of the schools, Dr. Timothy Harney, our assistant superintendent of curriculum instruction, Mr. Robert Haas, our assistant superintendent of frontline operations, Ms. Carrie Lachlan, our district legal counsel, Mr. Evan McCarthy, and our district clerk, as always, Ms. Suzanne Benetti. As always, there are 2 opportunities for the Board of Ed to participate, or the community to participate during the Board of Ed meeting. The first is just before the board takes up its agenda, and the second follows disposition of all agenda items. As always, if you'd like to speak, we ask that you come to the podium. You must be a resident or an employee of the school district. Any other person must be voted in by a majority vote of the board. As always, you can see in the back, all of our meetings are live streamed and posted to the website. And if you'd like to file the district, you can file the district at BBP School District. Right now, we're going to get into the swearing of the new board members. It is myself and Ms. Pignataro. So call up Mr. McCarthy for myself to get sworn in. And at this time, we'd like to welcome up another board member who was just recently elected, Mrs. Jessica Pignataro. Big round of applause for Ms. Pignataro. At this time, we'd like to welcome up our superintendent of schools for his oath of office. Dr. Harney?
Sorry. At this time, we'd like to open up for nominations for the office of President of the Board of Education. Does anyone have any nominations?
I nominate Michael Miller.
Any other nominations? Okay, can I have a motion to accept Michael Miller as President of Board of the Education? Second? Well, with that, no other nominations, no, I'm sorry. Um, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? With that, let's welcome Michael Miller as Board of Education for the 26-27 school year. That was a mess.
Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. But at this time, we'll open it up to anybody for nominations for our vice president. Any other nominations for vice president? Can I have a motion to approve Mr. Johnson as the Bayport Blue Point vice president?
You need a second?
I was just looking for a motion.
Okay.
Mr. Sauter, can I get a second? Mr. Haggerty, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations, Mr. Johnson.
Board of Education of Bayport Blue Point School according to the best of my ability, according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mr. Johnson. But at this time, we're going to move you to the discussion items for the board committees. We'll go down the list. Some will need alternates, some will not, and some are as needed. So we'll open it up for our policy committee. That's going to meet monthly. That's typically virtual after school, approximately around 3:30. That meets approximately once a month, sometimes more depending on what is needed. So we'll open it up. Anybody want to be on the policy committee?
I'd like to continue on policy.
Ms. Conley, any? We definitely can have a conversation going forward about what time works for everyone, but if you'd like to be on, we can have that conversation still. Yeah. So we'll have Mr. Sauter. Anyone else? I will also jump on and we'll have a conversation going forward in regards to what's the best time for everyone to meet. Moving on to the audit. That meets approximately 4 times a year, and that depends on what is needed. So who'd like to be on audit?
I'll continue on audit.
Ms. Conley? Mr. Johnson? We can have one more if anyone would like to be on audit. I will also be on audit. Moving on to, just so you guys are aware, our claims auditor, our internal auditor, an external auditor liaison, our district treasurer, and our school attorney. That's all as needed. So if anybody has conversations, you just got to update the board and you can have those conversations as needed. Moving on to the external groups, our BAC, our Budget Advisory Committee, meets about 5 to 8 times per year. Typically, that has been over the years on Saturday, but I know that's kind of moved towards the week a little bit. Mr. Devine has been chairing that committee, so once you guys have a committee put together, you guys will have conversations about the best time to meet. But any volunteers for our Budget Advisory Committee? You got Mr. Sauter. Any other members for our BAC? Not hearing any. Thank you so much, Mr. Sauter. Fitness and Nutrition, looks like that meets every other month, September to June, and that is led by our esteemed colleague up there in the back, Mr. Mullins.
I'll continue on fitness and nutrition, please.
Ms. Pignataro, anyone else? Ms. Pignataro? How about PTA Council, meets monthly? Looks like that's going to be PTA Council as needed, so we'll try to rotate that. Oh, never mind, Mr. Johnson will take that for us. Project Save meets 4 times a year.
I'll take Project Save, please.
Ms. Pignataro, any other members? Thank you so much. And anybody going to the, definitely going to the NISBA convention, like to be a delegate?
I'd like to be the voting delegate, and I'm a maybe to actually go to Buffalo.
Got it.
I'll confirm with Mrs. Benetti.
Thank you so much. So I'm just going to do a quick motion so we can lock these in, so these can be in the record, and then they'll go on the website. Can I have a motion to approve the 26-27 board committees as written? Mr. Sauter, second by Mrs. Connie. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Any items the board like removed from the consent agenda and move to the regular agenda? Not hearing any. Can I have a motion to approve consent agenda items H through O? Ms. Pignataro, second by Ms. Connie. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Moving on to our regular agenda, we have 6 items, one being a roll call. That'll be our tax anticipation note, so that is number 6, just so everyone's aware. Moving on to, can I have a motion to gratefully accept and readopt the board code of conduct? Ms. Pignataro, second by Ms. Connie. And every year we do the same. We read this. It is not intended that this code of conduct supersede any requirements of the state law, but rather help facilitate compliance with that law. As a member of the local Board of Education, I will strive to improve public education, and to that end, I promise I will. I recognize that a member of the Board of Education, I will endeavor to attend school board orientation programs and workshops on an effective board membership. I recognize that my having knowledge of the requirements set forth in current educational laws and regulations will promote more orderly operation of the board. I recognize that the Board of Ed must act as a body in making decisions and taking official actions. I recognize that my rights as an individual board member to inspect or receive copies of public records are not greater than any or different than any other qualified voter or citizen of the district. I recognize that as an individual board member of the Board of Education, I may not direct the district to do anything beyond those necessary, the right of inspection and copying. To this end, I recognize that I may not direct the school administrators or other personnel to carry out research projects requiring the collating or extracting of information not contained in existing records. I will work with other board members to establish effective board policies and to delegate authority for administration of the schools to the superintendent of schools. I will refrain from inferring with district staff in the performance of their duties. I will refrain from disclosing confidential information required by me in the course of my official duties and from using such information for personal or partisan gain. I will avoid being placed in a position of conflict of interest and refrain from using my Board of Ed position for personal or partisan gain. I will endeavor to make policy decisions only after full discussions at Board of Ed meetings. I will respect the right of free expression of opinions of each board member, and I will preserve the obligation of having the issues be considered fairly without bias. And I will endeavor in my statements to the public, both as board meetings and the community, to avoid disseminating inaccurate information. I will endeavor in my statements to the public, both at board meetings and in the community, to clarify when those statements represent my views, of the views of the Board of Ed as a whole, and when they represent my sole, those of my individual self. I will always remember that as an elected official of the community, my greatest concern is that the educational welfare of the district students and assuring them of the opportunity for high quality education. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Can I have a motion to authorize the Board of Ed and district memberships for the NISBA, also the Nassau Civic School Board Association, the ISEP Town School Board Association, and also SCOPE? Was that Mr. Johnson and Mr. Sauter? Mr. Sauter with a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Authorize the membership for the superintendent of schools for the Suffolk County School Superintendent Association, the ISEP Town Council Chief Association, and the New York State Council of School Superintendents. Mr. Sauter, second by Ms. Pignataro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Moving to our fourth, can I have a motion to approve the schedule of facilities usage fees for the 26-27 school year? Ms. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Moving on to our organizational chart, can I have a motion to approve the attached district organizational chart for the 26-27 school year? Mrs. Pignataro, Mrs. Conley, second by Mrs. Pignataro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Remember, this is a roll call. We'll start with Ms. Dougherty. Can I have a motion to approve the tax anticipation note for the 26-27 school year? We'll send it down to Ms. Dougherty. If you agree, if you could just say yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Mr. Sauter? Yes. Mr. Johnson? Yes. Ms. Pignataro? Yes. Ms. Conley? Yes. I'm also a yes. Motion carries 6-0. I would ask the board for an adjournment of the reorganizational meeting. Can I get a motion? Mrs. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. Any other discussion? All right, that will close out our reorganizational meeting. Can I have a motion to leave the business meeting and enter the district-wide safety plan public hearing? Ms. Conley, second? Second? Mrs. Pignataro. We're going to hand it over to Dr. Harney for our quick safety plan update by him and Mr. Haas.
Thank you. I'm going to give it over to Mr. Haas, but just quickly, if you remember, for the members of the Board of Ed, that we had done a public hearing for this back in May, but there was a recent change that came out via the state, so we needed to make a change to the plan. Hence why we're here today, to kind of put it on the 30-day, put it out to the public for 30 more days. So with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Haas just to explain the one addition that we needed to make as per New York State.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. As Dr. Harney stated, there was one amendment that needs to be made, and that restarts the 30-day public comment period. The amendment that is being made to it is adding an appendix addressing Dacia's Law and the district's cardiac emergency response plan. For those of you who don't know, Dacia's Law requires all New York State school districts to develop and maintain cardiac emergency response plans, train staff to recognize and respond to sudden cardiac arrest, ensure AEDs are accessible and properly maintained, and establish emergency response procedures for schools, athletic events, and school-sponsored activities. So this appendix has now been added to the district-wide safety plan for a 30-day comment, so we would look to approve it in August. Specifics as to where AEDs are located, those are going to be found within the individual building plans with specific procedures for them. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Haas. Any questions from trustees? Not hearing any. Thank you so much. Can I have a motion to leave the district-wide safety plan public hearing and return to the business meeting? Second. Mrs. Pignataro, second by Ms. Conley. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. But at this time, we'll open up to the community members who are here. Any new or old business that you may have that you want to bring in front of the board? On hearing any, we're going to turn it over to Dr. Harney for, unfortunately, his last superintendent report. So I hope this is a good one.
A lot of pressure. Thank you very much, Mr. Miller. Just a couple of things that I'd like to just say. First, I'd like to thank everyone for another very successful year here within Bayport Blue Point. I'd also really like to thank everyone in terms of we've had a number of, especially towards the end of the year, where we had a number of celebrations. Obviously, where the pinnacle was the high school graduation, which was on Friday the 26th. We also did a number of moving up ceremonies through the elementary schools and the middle school. So I'd like to thank all our staff, specifically also our administrative team, for everything they did over the course of the year. And also everyone who helped out with the graduations. I know I will miss somebody, so I want to just be very careful with that. So I'm just going to thank everyone, but specifically our buildings and grounds, who really kind of, I said, they planned a number of celebrations, a number of activities, and again, highlighting the graduation, which was Friday night. It really was a beautiful night. So I really would just like to thank all of them. We have our summer program, which will be starting this Monday. whether it be through kindergarten readiness program or some of our special ed programs, so that is happening as well. And if people would like to join, you can still sign up for that, and we have summer camps that are underway as well. But really, before I go, I really would just like to thank the Board of Ed, the community for all of their support. Within my 18 years, it is something that I will cherish, and I cannot thank you enough for everything. It has been a privilege to serve this community for the past 18 years. I consider it very much a privilege. I often say this, that it is a community like no other, and they truly make you feel welcome. So I'd like to thank you, the board, my administrative team, the staff, teachers, clerk, every one of the members that work here, and then obviously all of our families, because you truly make BBP a very special place. Saying all that, I would like to just congratulate Mr. Haas. You will see his name here later on the agenda, so I would just like to congratulate him. He is somebody who's been with me for the past 18 years, so I would like to thank him for all of his support and everything that he has done, and I am happy to say that I know the district is in great hands with himself and with everyone else that is working here. That is what makes this a little bit easier for myself. So congratulations to him. I'm looking forward to hearing what you're doing, because you know I will stay in touch, connected. That's a good word. I definitely will stay connected. So congratulations to you, and best of luck. With that, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. We appreciate it. And we've talked to you a lot about you this year, but we do appreciate everything and hope that you come back and visit us. And we do appreciate everything you've done. We cannot thank you enough, but I know you don't like to be thanked, but we definitely appreciate it and you will be missed. So thanks for everything. Moving on to consent agenda. Can we have, is there any items the board would like to remove from the consent agenda and move to the regular agenda? Not hearing any, can I have a motion to approve consent agenda items G through M? Mr. Pignataro, second by Mrs. Conley. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? We do have 7 items, last one being the appointment of Mr. Haas. Starting with the first one, though, can I have a motion to gratefully accept about $12,000 in the arts and education from the Sylvan Avenue PTA, a little over $6,100 arts and education for the Blue Point Elementary School from the Blue Point Elementary PTA, and a little over $8,000 for arts and education from the Academy Street PTA. Ms. Pignataro, second by Mrs. Conley. As always, we do appreciate any donation at any time. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Can I have a motion to accept for the Memorial Scholarship for the Academy Street for $259.42. Can I have a motion? Mrs. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? As always, we always appreciate any cash donations. Can I have a motion to approve the 26-27 strategic plan? Ms. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Moving on to our fourth one. Can I have a motion to adopt policies 5150, education of children experiencing homelessness and unaccompanied youth, policy 5200, extra class and co-curricular activities, 5220, student publications and productions, and 5280, intramurals and interscholastic athletics, 6710.1, purchasing, and 6710.1R, purchasing regulation. Mrs. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Can I have a motion to adopt policies 4526, computer network and internet acceptable use, 4526.1, internet safety, 4526.2, acceptable use, remote learning, 4526.3, use of generative or traditional artificial intelligence, 8625, privacy and security for student, teachers, and principal data, 8630, computer resource data management, and 8635, information security breach and notification. Ms. Pignataro, second by Mrs. Conley. You guys sound alike. All in favor? Opposed, abstention, motion carries 6-0. Moving on to the resignation, can I have a motion to approve the resignation of Mr. Haas as Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction? Mrs. Conley, second by Mrs. Pignataro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Before we get into the last appointment, we just want to read something on behalf of the board for everyone here and everyone at home. The Board of Education is proud to announce the selection of Mr. Robert E. Haas as the next superintendent of schools for the Bayport Blue Point School District. Mr. Haas is a proud graduate of the Bayport Blue Point School District class of 1997 and is a graduate of the Stony Brook University, where he's earned his Bachelor of Arts, his Master's of Arts, and a Postmaster's Professional Certificate in School Administration. His professional journey began in the Bayport Blue Point as a social studies teacher, where he quickly distinguished himself as an exceptional educator and also a coach. Throughout his career, he has served the district in numerous leadership roles, including assistant principal, middle school principal, high school principal, and most recently, the assistant superintendent for curriculum and instruction. In each of these positions, Mr. Haas has earned tenure, a testament to his dedication, effectiveness, and unwavering commitment to the educational excellence in Bayport Blue Point. Few educational leaders can match Mr. Haas's depth of experience within a single school community. His lifelong connection to Bayport Blue Point provides him with a unique understanding of our district's traditions, values, and aspirations. He understands what makes his community special because he has lived it, not only as a student, but an educator, administrator, and now our leader. But beyond his impressive professional accomplishments, Mr. Haas is widely respected for his integrity, his humility, his work ethic, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to students. He is a collaborative leader who values relationships, listens thoughtfully, and consistently places the needs of students at the center of every decision he makes. His character is impeccable, and his dedication to educational excellence has earned the trust and respect of the students, staff, and families and colleagues all alike. The Board of Education is confident Mr. Haas possesses the vision, the leadership skills, and the commitment necessary to continue advancing our district while honoring the strong foundation that has been established. We look forward to building upon the tremendous success and positive trajectory that Dr. Harney created, and know that Mr. Haas is exceptionally well positioned to lead us into that future. We're excited for the future of Bayport Blue Point, and we look forward to the continued success of our students, staff, and community under Mr. Haas's leadership going forward. So before we clap it up, can we have a motion to adopt the resolution to appoint Mr. Haas as the new Bayport Blue Point School District Superintendent? Mrs. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. Bobby, congratulations. I think you've been in this district a really long time, so you put a lot of time in. I guess there's probably nothing better to have your family here sitting in front of you. I'm sure when you were back in these seats a long time ago, you probably didn't think you'd be the next superintendent of Bayport Blue Point, but congratulations. We're lucky to have you. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Let's clap it up for our new superintendent. So as much as we'd like to stay longer, we're going to open it up for community new business and then adjourn. Any trustee new business? I guess we'll let Mr. Haas say something.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. I promise I won't keep us too long. I do want to just, first and foremost, thank the Board of Education for entrusting me with this position. I'm deeply honored and humbled to be taking on this role in a community that is more than a place that I come to work. It is truly a home for me, and I'm really excited for this. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I do want to recognize my family who is here, coming and supporting me. They are the reason why you can go into administration. Really, it has to do a lot to do with your family, and they have sacrificed for me, and it means more to me than I can ever express to them. So I thank them. And finally, I get to publicly thank Dr. Harney. He mentioned it before. He's been here for 18 years. I remember our first meeting I actually sat on his interview committee. I cannot say enough about the person that he has been for the Bayport Blue Point School District, but the Bayport Blue Point community as a whole. He has given more to this community than anyone will ever know, and I truly thank him for everything he has done, not only for our community, but for me personally, and the support and mentorship that he has provided me over these years. I am truly going to miss him. I'm truly going to miss coming into work and seeing him every day. You know, I've always considered him to be a mentor, be a tremendous leader, but most importantly, consider him to be a friend. So I thank him for everything and congratulate him and wish him well on the future. So again, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to getting to work.
And while we have Syntax here, maybe we can give Mr. Haas and his family a nice little photo for the website before we go. So we'll open it up to any trustee new business. I hear any, again, congratulations, Mr. Haas. We do appreciate it, look forward to your leadership. And Dr. Harney, as always, thank you for everything, and hopefully you will stay connected and you will be around. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Johnson, second. Mr. Sauter, all in favor? Opposed, abstentions? Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.